Hi guys, are you go on?
I go on? Yeah, here you go.
I'm in Sri Lanka today. I'm actually here on holiday, but I've met some amazing ex-Muslims here, and I thought it'd be a good chance to kind of put some Sri Lankans out there. So, I'm with two people who you can see are blurred. That's because it's quite dangerous for both of them. One person, who's Ahmed on this side, that's obviously not his real name, is not in the club. Like, he's actually open, but for his own security, I think we decided not to. And Zaid on my left is in the closet. I will have left the country by now because I don't want to do this video and release it while I'm in Sri Lanka. I'm here with these guys and we're going to talk a little bit about the situation of ex-Muslims in Sri Lanka. The first thing is, do you think that people know about ex-Muslims in Sri Lanka? If you're an ex-Muslim in Sri Lanka, do you even know that that's a thing?
Even not the Muslim friends, because Sri Lanka is not a Muslim majority country. Even if we go to the other community and say that I have left the religion, they still say, even though if you say so, that you are a Muslim.
So even if you say, I don't believe in Islam, you're still a Muslim?
Yeah, still a Muslim.
Still they will label you as a Muslim.
Muslim. Or, at least in the local language they say, like that.
That means as long as you are circumcised, that means you can't, you are Muslim.
It's almost seen as both a culture and a religion.
Exactly. Yeah.
And why do you think that is?
Because of their understanding of the religion and the culture. Right.
And I imagine in Sri Lanka it's very your identity.
Not only here Muslim, not only is as seen as a religion, also as seen as a race.
Tell me a little bit about your stories. So Ahmed, you were telling me earlier about some of your story, but why don't you tell people on camera what was it like leaving Islam?
Well, from my school days, I believe that Islam was the right path, and I put all my effort to follow it as much as I can, and I sacrificed a lot, and I was thinking that I was following the right path, and I did, those days I never thought anything against Islam. Even the thoughts coming to my mind, I thought it is coming from Shaitan. Yeah, was and I should not think about these things. And really what changed my mind is when I got my Facebook and free time, and I started searching things here and there. Right. So there were a lot of questions and arguments, and but already I had studied all those things in Islam.
So when you were on Facebook, you were a Muslim?
Yes.
Were you arguing against Islam?
No.
You were arguing for Islam?
Yeah, I started my Facebook arguing for Islam, but when I encountered different people, so there were a lot of arguments, and at the same time I learned as other things that Muslims could not figure out what Islam is, because there are a lot of sects fighting with each other, claiming that they are in the right path. But if you go further and further, you would not find any real Islam.
Right. And when you finally decided, I don't believe in Islam anymore, this isn't for me, what were the things in your head? How long did that take?
Lot of fear and uncertainty. It didn't happen like a Zakir Naik show, like you hear a speech and in the next second you go to the stage and say Shahada, Sallallahu, I become a Muslim and everybody shout Allah Akbar. It doesn't happen at all like that. It took me years. It took me years, and I was so afraid, and I don't know how to come out. And first I started skipping Fajr prayer, that means Subah. Then I started skipping the 5-time prayers, and even I got fear, and then I started skipping Jumas, and then it also didn't happen. Like every other third Juma, then I started go for them, because there's a hadith saying that if you don't go for 3 Jumas continuously, you will become a kafir. So then I don't want that one to happen, because I was still in confusion.
I don't say there was an epiphany like that, but I think I could say that it took me years. But at the same time, I could relate to kind of a similar story. I was also involved with a spiritual movement in my teen years. And I was also like, what bothered me a lot was like the concept of hell. I was thinking the concept of hell, then whenever a non-Muslim dies, and obviously they are going for the eternal hell. Therefore, like, I was involved with so many others, like Dawa movements, Zakir Naik teachings, Ahmadiyya, and I was trying to convince, so I delved deep into other religions, and then I found out, like, there isn't much difference between, I could find the same mistakes in in the Islam too. So this kind of step-by-step pushed me out of Islam in somewhere down the line.
And when you left, did you know that you could leave Islam?
At that time, I didn't know. I did not. And at that time, hardly there was any Muslim even in the international arena, apart from Ibn Mubarak and very few, Taslim and very few I could hardly.
Many, yeah. This was a long time. This was a couple of years ago.
Yes, decades ago.
Wow, you've been around for a while.
Yes.
And for both of you, what have your family? Did your family know? I mean, obviously, if you're not comfortable speaking about it, go.
Very few members of the family were familiar.
And how did they react to it?
There were very strong emotional reactions, but nothing hostile. They were trying, as you know, like their initial reaction is like that I'm going to kill. Like, so that was their reaction is. Now I should say like they are kind of settled down, calming down, and once in a while there were like burst of arguments.
And my family, my immediate family, they know about it, and they have no option but to accept me. But they don't like being like this. Some of them think that okay, I'm possessed by Satan and all, so then I'll be back to Islam, or there are some wrong thinking going on.
So they think you will return.
Yeah, they think I'll return. Even some people meet me and they know that I am no more a Muslim, but they just pretend to, they don't know anything, and they just talk like when they talk with me earlier days, like, and they talk with me about Islam and all, then I also have to say yes and no.
Okay. So, you guys, both of you, have worked with a lot of ex-Muslims in Sri Lanka. You know probably more ex-Muslims in Sri Lanka than most people, and that's not good because you only know a few, right?
Yes.
So what do you find are the common problems that ex-Muslims face in Sri Lanka in general?
In general, we can't declare ourselves ex-Muslims because Muslim community is kind of strong, and for our day-to-day life, we are dependent on them for jobs or whatever the reasons. So it's very not easy to say that I have left religion or I am no more Muslim. So in many circumstances, we have to pretend to be like Muslims.
Right. As I told, like even like Muslims in Sri Lanka is very strong, and they have very strong heritage as well.
And thousands of years.
Thousands of years, and they represent at one time before the advent of all these invasions, European invasions, they were controlling almost 100%.
Right.
So after now, the current scenario is around 30%.
It's quite a large, powerful community.
Powerful, very powerful.
And you can see ex-Muslims losing their livelihood and maybe the homes.
Yeah, the social segregation, I won't say like they may be because we don't know any ex-Muslims that's come out of the closet and been threatened, but we can see some of them have been threatened online, but we haven't seen any of them being materialized so far. But we can see, but obviously...
But all it takes is one person.
One person to be killed.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
There'll be a lot of people watching this who are Muslims, not just in Sri Lanka, but all over the world.
Yes.
And obviously we live in Muslim communities. We work with Muslims. We have family members who are Muslims. We have husbands and wives and whatever. What would you say to them if they're watching this?
My message is to the rest of the world is, I know that this ex-Muslim phenomenon is happening all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's a huge phenomenon that is happening because of this after the advent of internet and the spreading of disinformation, and people are learning what is true Islam is, what is in the Quran, what is actually in the Hadith, and but we can really see the plight of ex-Muslims in Muslim majority countries. But I would say the same plight is happening in the Muslim minority countries as well.
Right.
I think that we are facing the same plight in Sri Lanka.
So even though Sri Lanka is not a Muslim
country, a Muslim country, maybe a Muslim minority country, we are a minority within a minority.
Right,
So I think our plight, I don't know, maybe it's
different,
It's
but
different,
it's called a double bind.
double. Yeah.
So for me, I really don't want to repeat the same thing, but I have a different message. There are people, they already know that Islam is not a proper religion. It doesn't have come from a real God, but they still put all their energies to keep other people in Islam. They themselves don't know. They themselves don't believe Islam is a real religion. It has come from God and it is a protected religion, but still they put all their energies and fabricating lies and all.
And why do you think they do that?
What they want is, they want the people to not to leave Islam. So if I say I'm leaving for a reason like the Prophet married a young girl, or the story of Adam and Eve is not reliable, they come up with a very fake, fabricated, wrong explanation to convince me not to get any doubts on Islam. I don't know why they do these things. So simply we identify them as apologists. So first, they themselves don't believe in Islam. Otherwise, if they believe in Islam, they don't have to fabricate things to protect Islam, if it is a real religion of God. So I request them not to do these things. Let the people think and decide. So don't fabricate lies which is not in Islam. Let the people learn proper Islam and let them decide. If somebody wants to smoke and get cancer and die, let them smoke and get cancer and die. We don't have anything.
I guess an important part of that is that you want a space so that people can have those discussions and debates, which currently are not happening. There's no space.
Exactly, there's no space at all.
And in some social medias it's happening, but it is not in the...
and if anyone is disturbed by this video, any Muslim watching disturbed by this video, my humble request to those people who are disturbed by it is for them to go back and read the Quran and Hadith in their own, especially the part which was revealed not only in the Meccan period, but in the Madinah period. The Hadith as well as the Quran as well as the Hadith which was revealed in the Madinah period, not in the Mecca period. So this is my humble request.
Well, you heard it here. Thank you guys for doing this. It's very brave, and no one will know what you look like.
Yeah.
Even the shirts are different, so...
It's a pleasure, Imtiaz, and it's a pleasure meeting you. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much for having me.
So, this video is for all of you people who are out there, especially if you're Sri Lankan and ex-Muslim. You're not alone. There's lots of people like you out there. I'm going to be releasing a few more videos in the other languages as well. None of my videos are monetized. I make no money out of it. It's just super important that we get this message out there. So, thank you for coming and watching, and I'll be back from Sri Lanka, hopefully alive. So, cool.